Murder, the best thing to happen to her. A phrase cycled through the mind of the desolate figure, dressed in all blacks thousands of times, laying there, searching for the stars in the curtain drawer of the night sky, separated by the thick concrete ceiling, hugged by the surrounding smooth edge of the silk bedding linen. The more than necessary murder that had been the killer's every thought would not be a tragedy, it would be a benefit to all, so murder wouldn't be the name for it. The figure's eyes dart from left to right like a metronome on quick percussion, as rinsed out thoughts rolled in and out of his restless mind. Every precaution, every step of the murder has been dragged so much through the figure's mind, it became a new dimension, where the mind ached to escape to. As the killer's eyes focused, the motion of the clock's subtle tick and relative light noise came in perspective, as his mind broadcast another thought over the dull face, like a worn-out projector. The plan was ready for execution. At 7:10 a.m., the valet worker, Simon Smith, would lay rest to his duties. He would swiftly put his pager in the foyer of the flawless glass apartment building that slowly cascaded, pane after pane, into the rigid base of concrete pillars supporting such a behemoth. The routine of the worker varied in the 5 weeks the killer observed him. The camera would be stalking the killer's advancements, although Simon would not be there to watch the feed, nor any staff. It was the perfect opportunity. With proper execution, there would be no trace, not even a speck on the tapes, for the killer knew the exact angles of the camera view and, importantly, where they lay blind. After all the interference with Smith avoided, there wouldn't be any hiccups. Unfortunately, no resident could enter the garage unless they had a certain master key code. Smith was not the wisest. He had left the code written in the notepad lying on the desk, en route to the garage. Perfect for some keen hands. At 5:10 a.m., the figure rose from the bed and into the bathroom, peering into the vanity. The figure glanced into the darkness apart from the slightly different colored shadow of the figure swaying back and forth. The whites of their eyes shone through the obstruction of the slight openings of the ski mask, to reveal the petrified eyes that looked into a stranger. Blue latex gloves of a surgeon stayed tight. The bulk of the torch stood out in the long trousers. The gym bag packed, ready to go. All it required was a short walk from his tattered apartment to the backside of the great marble and glass apartment that put the rest of the block to shame. The figure gently opened the wooden front door, stepping into the confined hallway, heading towards a lift that had been out of order since 2000, to the steep wooden stairs. Acting swiftly, the figure left the iron doors of the building, feeling the breeze of eye shards press into his soft skin. He placed his ski mask over his face, tucking his long black locks out of sight. Slowly, a mischievous grin grew on his face, taking the spotlight off how his palms are so sweaty he could possibly collect it in the latex gloves he wore, and his heart beat remarkably fast for someone his age. Dodging a stray car, the killer leapt up the curb, discreetly following the darkness far from the rich illumination of the ground entrance, into the road leading to the back of the apartment. Everything was fitting, it seemed. Feeling the rough bitumen through the sole of his dollar store shoes, he continued through the street, slowly lunging, wary of the cameras, as if one glance of him may kill him. Finally, avoiding the canine in use sign, narrowly avoiding his head, the killer peered into the behind of the building, definitely not representing the awe of the front of the building. Large bins lay overfilled with the occasional glance of Moët champagne or whatever else these rich narcs waste their money on. The bland white walls that ran up the spine of the beast, with only glass and balconies to add to something for the eyes to wonder. It's just like her, only caring what people see on the front, not the backstabbing and dishonesty that makes up her back, the killer chuckled. Focus. The killer takes a deep breath as he attempts to recover control of his drifting mind, taking the flashlight out of his left pocket and feeling the cross pattern of metal pressed through his glove, into his palm, proving once again to his mind, this is reality. Pressing the rubber button on the back of the metal cylinder, the torch shone directly at the door handle. Like a dog discovering his lost bone, the killer smirked. Now he was so close. Quickly checking his watch, the handle displayed 5:30 a.m. He was making excellent time. With force and encouragement of a lockpick, the killer hurled the door into motion. He was inside.